Coming into the season, the Detroit Tigers had some of the highest expectations of any team in the American League. But injuries and some ineffectiveness on their pitching staff, I think, has caused the Tigers to underachieve in 2012. Hey everybody, it's Paulie. Welcome back to This Week in Red, where we're talking all things Red Sox and Major League Baseball. So I'm not sure what it says that the Tigers are currently battling the Chicago White Sox for control of the AL Central Division. Coming off last season and a pretty good run by the Tigers, it was assumed that they were going to run away with the AL Central Division. But it hasn't worked out that way. Yes, the White Sox have definitely overachieved under rookie manager Robin Ventura, but to me the Tigers have been a little bit disappointing this year. But there's some good reasons for it. Number one, first and foremost, losing their number 5 hitter, Victor Martinez, who to me is one of the best hitters and most underrated hitters in the American League. He wasn't able to be in that 5-hole, in that lineup this year, to give them a murderer's row in the middle of the lineup of Miguel Cabrera at 3, Prince Fielder at 4, and Victor Martinez at 5. Now Fielder, who was going to be protected by Martinez, has still had a pretty good season. I mean, he's got 20-plus homers and 80-plus RBIs, and he's such a good player that he's going to get his numbers no matter what. But the Tigers had a real chance to have a murderer's row in the middle of that lineup, similar to the Manny Ramirez, David Ortiz, Kevin Youkilis trifecta back in the playoff days of the Red Sox. It could have been a really good thing. Now the Tigers have scored a lot of runs, but they've had some areas where they haven't had the timely hitting, I think, that they hoped for, and I think Martinez's absence is a big reason for that. Also, their corner outfield play has not really been great. Their center fielder, Austin Jackson, when he's been in the lineup and healthy, has been a very good player, and I think he's been everything that they've expected since he came over from the Yankees in the Curtis Granderson deal. And Andy Dirks is a very good young player that they have to play left field, but he's had a lot of injury problems this year. He's been very hot as of late because he's been healthy and getting into the flow of things, and he's going to need to continue that because, to me, the Tigers have 2 players that have been disappointing in the outfield, Brennan Bosch, Ryan Rayburn. These are guys, younger players that the Tigers were looking for to step up this year, and they have not been able to do it so far. If they can do that, that's really going to help the Tigers, but so far I think it's hurt them a little bit. And as far as their pitching staff goes, Justin Verlander, Doug Fister, very good years. Max Scherzer has come on in the last couple months and has been pretty outstanding. He's been battling Verlander back and forth for the strikeout lead in the American League. It's the back end of the Tigers rotation that's a concern. Rick Porcello's been just average. I think the Tigers are looking for more from him. And Anibal Sanchez, who came over from Miami at the trade deadline, in 4 starts with the Tigers, 1-3, an ERA near 8. That's not going to get it done. If the Tigers are going to make the playoffs, they're going to need better contributions from the back end of that rotation. Likewise, the Tiger bullpen, which was lights out last season, has just been average to a little bit above average this year. Jose Valverde, you knew he wasn't going to save every game like he did last year. He's been 22 of 26 this year. Joaquin Benoit, he's been pretty good, but he's given up 11 homers in 51 innings. And Phil Koch, the lefty, to me is one of the most overrated pitchers in baseball. I don't think he's very good at all. He's had several games this year that he's come into where he has not been able to hold down the opposition, and the Tigers lost the game in the late innings. So when you add it all up, you got to say that the Tigers are a good team, and I still think they'll make the playoffs. But if they're going to overtake the White Sox for the AL Central crown, they're going to need to correct the problems that they can correct right now, namely play from their corner outfielders, better work from the back end of their rotation, and better work out of their bullpen. But what do you guys think? Have the Tigers underachieved in 2012, and do you think that they are potentially a playoff team down the road? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and tell all your friends about This Week in Red.